You finally come to the end of the dirt path through the forest. You're at the top of a bluff. Finally, your long search is over. The lost city of Eleron rises before you. Oh, cool. I start digging a hole. Why? Could be treasure. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll help. What do I roll for hole logistics? But the city is right there. Remember you were tasked with finding the relic? Too late. Sorry. We want to see where this whole thing goes. But hey, if you didn't want us to dig, why were you so descriptive about the dirt path? Oh, it's like an ice cream headache. So you spent 4 hours crafting a beautifully tragic backstory for that NPC in the mountain monastery. You wrote monologues, you drew maps, you even named their pet goat. And what did your players do the second they arrived? They ignored the monastery entirely, decided the goat was a demon in disguise, and spent the next 2 hours interrogating it. Welcome to the glorious chaos of Dungeons & Dragons, and really any tabletop role-playing game. Because what I'm talking about today is about role-playing storytelling, and role-playing is where no plot survives contact with the players, and that's exactly how it should be. I've talked about this before to varying degrees in other videos, especially in the video making your characters care deeply about your world, which if you haven't already, you should definitely check out. But I want to focus here and talk specifically about player agency. Player agency is the freedom of your players to make meaningful choices that shape the story. It's what turns a D&D game from a scripted fantasy novel into a collaborative fever dream that no one could have predicted, and no one will ever forget. Without player agency, your campaign becomes a theme park ride. Sure, the tracks are polished and the animatronics are cool, but the players are just along for the ride. That's called railroading. And while it might feel safe and tidy from a DM perspective, it's also a fast track to disengaged players who feel like they're just reciting lines in someone else's play. Now, don't get me wrong, structure is good. Nobody wants to play D&D in an endless sandbox of existential paralysis. You can go anywhere, sounds great, until the players spend 45 minutes arguing over whether to walk north or slightly north-northwest. But the magic happens when you offer real choices that matter. Not just do you kill the goblin or talk to him, but things like, do you side with the corrupt but effective Baron or the idealistic rebels who can't organize a potluck? It's not about big dramatic forks in the road every session. It's about the small stuff, the little decisions that build momentum. Let them decide how to break into the castle. Let them name the tavern they keep coming back to. Let them adopt a suspiciously intelligent chicken. These aren't just distractions, they're an investment. Every time a player sees their choice ripple through the world, they lean in, they care more, and they remember. Of course, choices only matter if they actually matter. That means consequences, not always punishment. This isn't choose your doom simulator, but reactions. If the party betrays a faction, that faction reacts. If they save a village, maybe the villagers name a bread after them. The world should feel alive, responsive, like it's paying attention, because when the world reacts, players start to feel like protagonists instead of spectators. Now I know what you're thinking. If I let the players do whatever they want, this whole campaign is going to go off the rails faster than a drunk beholder at a disco. And yeah, total chaos isn't the goal either. You still need guide rails, session zero, tone discussions, clear expectations. Player agency doesn't mean the rogue gets to murder random NPCs for fun while the cleric opens a bakery mid-battle. It's shared storytelling, not a solo album. So instead of trying to control the plot, think of yourself as co-writing it. Yes, you've got arcs and villains and juicy set pieces, but you're also listening, watching, adapting. That prophecy you wrote, maybe it wasn't about the noble paladin. Maybe it's about the chaos gremlin bard who accidentally summoned a god. Great, roll with it. Player agency doesn't kill your story, it evolves it. And if you're worried that the plot will unravel without a firm hand, remember, you can always create the illusion of choice that still gives them agency. A locked door might mean they can't go through it now, but they could come back later. A clue they missed doesn't just go away, it shows up in another form. You're not abandoning the story, you're making space for their story to live inside of it. Because here's the thing, D&D isn't about you telling a perfect tale from beginning to end. It's about everyone sitting around the table telling a messy, ridiculous, surprising, emotional story together. The kind of story where the players say, wait, we did that? And you grin and you say, yes, you did that. So give them choices, let them mess things up, let them fall in love with background characters you created as a joke. Trust your players with the story, and they'll give you moments you never could have planned, moments that feel real. And that's the power of agency. That's when D&D and any tabletop role-playing game stops being just a game and starts becoming something unforgettable. If you find my advice helpful and you want to subscribe to the channel, hey, that would be really cool. Thank you very much. I appreciate every one of my viewers and everybody that watches my videos. It really means a lot from a small creator such as myself to see that. And stay on the lookout for more videos because I'm trying to release videos every week, at least one and maybe two, and share my experience that I have with almost 40 years now of tabletop role-playing games and D&D especially. That's a crazy amount of time, and I just want to share my love and passion for this game with everybody else. All right, so I'll see you next video. Thank you very much, and have a great night.